grew up going to church. I can say that I was probably born into the church would be one way of putting it. I think I sang my first special as a kid at 2 or 3 years old. At 5 years old, I said this prayer that I didn't really understand, but I did know if I said this prayer, then I would not have to go to hell, and I didn't want to go to hell. When I was 12 years old, my mother had some issues and had to leave, and so there was an emptiness inside because I missed my mom. And it was at that time that I truly started to understand who Jesus was, and he filled the void that was in my life. He showed me that he was there for me through various different things, so I knew that I wasn't alone. The next summer, I was going to summer camp with my youth group, and I felt that God really started turning my life towards ministry at that point. And that night, it felt like the pastor was speaking straight to me, talking about serving and what ministry was. And during the altar call, I surrendered my life to ministry. In high school, I started working at a summer camp in Lakey, Texas, and that's where I met my would-be wife. We were both coming from places in our lives where we'd walked away from God, but he so gently reminded me what he had called me to back when I was 13 years old. When my wife and I got married, it was about a year later that we had Darius. We were both working part-time jobs and going to school, and knew that God had called us to do ministry, but nothing had come about from that. We really started to question if God really did want that for us. It was 4 weeks before Darius was born. We were contacted by First Baptist in Kennedy, and they were looking for a part-time youth pastor, and it came with a house, and it was enough to support all of us. It was like God was saying, you've tried everything that you could, now trust me to do what I can do. I never want my kids to not know who the Lord is. I want them to always have this memory of, I've known who Jesus was right from day one, and the process of following him just be so natural and so countercultural to what the way that the world is headed. And so I want to continue trusting in God and continue leaning in him to be the leader for my family that he created me to be.